Good morning and welcome to another episode of Dinosaurs and Mysteries. So in this episode we're going to talk about something, or maybe not something, some people or entities or beings that have the ability to transform from one body type into another. Now this is known as shapeshifting. Now there are many different cultures and religions and mythologies and folklores that have many tales and happenings of shapeshifting, and we all have seen it in TV shows and films, but I'm more interested in the mythology side of it and if any of it can ring true. And I do believe that there are people like this, either past or present, that have some kind of ability, or there are some, I believe in I'm really into Old Norse paganism, and you know, to believe in dragons and some of the mythical creatures from the Old Norse, to believe into some of these cryptids or what we call mythological creatures, to me isn't that far-fetched. I think there's a lot in this world, and I think there's a lot of other realms as well, beyond our own. But anyway, that's a completely different story. So yeah, shapeshifting, shapeshifters. So let's dive in. So as I am a hardcore old school horror fan in terms of old black and white 1930 films, the first thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to shapeshifting is vampires and werewolves. So these are very common creatures when you think of a shapeshifter. So I'll go for the most common one first, the werewolf. So the werewolf, one of the original typical werewolf myth is that a man or a woman who can transform into a wolf-like creature, then being a shapeshifter, because they can transform their human body into a werewolf or wolf-like body under a werewolf type curse. And the vampire obviously can transform into a wolf or a bat or even a mist. That's what the myth and folklore tell us. So to me, those are like the first ones I wanted to cover. So vampires and werewolves are great examples of shapeshifting. But there are people that can allegedly shapeshift, and there are certain beings that can allegedly shapeshift. Now, just while I'm here, don't think there's much of this path left. I will explore it after this. So shapeshifting goes back years. Now a shapeshifter could be good or evil, and there's not one way to know if you ever encountered a shapeshifter. Then again, if you did believe in shapeshifters, you wouldn't know if you've encountered one, because it wouldn't look as it did. You just wouldn't know unless you saw it transform. So as I mentioned about different cultures, in Japan they have the kitsune, which can look as a little girl, a beautiful woman, a fox, a gentle old man, to lure people in. To lure them in for what though, I don't know. Then now we have magic and witchcraft. Now in my mind this is a big one in terms of shapeshifting, because I feel that if shapeshifting is possible, you know, in past and present, it would be through the form of magic or witchcraft. People that have meditated and practiced magic for years. Is it possible? I don't know, but I do believe that there are some people or beings out there capable of extraordinary things. So in traditional sense, a witch could transform themselves into their familiar. So if their familiar was a cat, they could transform into the cat. But other examples of familiars are cats, dogs, foxes, wolves, goats. So if their familiar was one of those animals, they could transform into that animal. In Scotland, they have the selkie. Now, this is a seal to human, or a human transforming into a seal. But when it transforms into a human, it still has the seal skin. Scotland also has the kelpie, which is a water horse based creature that can transform into a handsome man to obviously lure people in for whatever means, whatever desires it has. Now, if we go back more folklore side of shapeshifting, back to the witches. Now, witches could take the form of hares, fairies, birds, goats, and this wasn't just to transform, this was a disguise. So they could steal milk from the cattle in the fields. Another one was hedgehogs. They could take on the form as a hedgehog to also steal milk from the cattle in the fields. Now, these are just a few examples of shapeshifting. There are many others from many cultures, but those are like the obvious ones. Last week I was looking up what I could do a video about. This isn't a very long video. A lot of you probably know the basics on shapeshifting. Maybe there's one or two words or names that you'd not heard before that I've mentioned in this video. So yeah, this video's a week late. I did all my notes for the video last week, but I was really ill when it come to doing it. But I'm okay now. So I'm out and about. I'm really this close to 500 subscribers. I'm 3 away. If anyone could help, if you like any of my videos, whether it's the cryptid videos, the more supernatural, mythical videos, dinosaur videos, please give me a subscribe. I'm really close to 500. Once I've hit the 500 milestone, then I'm on to the next goal of trying to reach more people, and just growing the community and growing the channel. I do have a few ideas for adding different types of videos on the channel. However, I am reluctant because I don't want to disturb the algorithm of my content, and obviously people come here for dinosaurs and mysteries. So anyway, that's another one. If you've liked this video, please subscribe, please hit the like button, and even share if you know people that like this content. And as always, stay safe.